All right, folks, let's get going. New Living Translation, still in Acts. But even with these words, Paul and Barnabas could scarcely restrain the people from sacrificing to them. Some of the Jews arrived in Antioch and Iconium and won the crowds to their side. They stoned Paul and dragged him out of town, thinking he was dead. But as the believers gathered around him, he got up and went back to work into the town. The next day, he left with Barnabas for Derbe. Paul and Barnabas returned to Antioch of Syria. After preaching the good news in Derbe and making many disciples, Paul and Barnabas returned to Lystra, Iconium, and Antioch of Pisidia, where they strengthened the believers. They encouraged them to continue in the faith, reminding them that they must suffer many hardships to enter the kingdom of God. Oh boy, this is extremely watered down, isn't it? Acts 14:22, King James Version, Bible Gateway. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter the kingdom of God. I like that way better. They encouraged them to continue in the faith, reminding them that they must suffer many hardships to enter the kingdom of God. Those hardships are for preaching, living, teaching, living it, the truth. Faith without works is dead. Your works, your separation from the world will cause the world to hate you, therefore will garner you hardships. Paul and Barnabas also appointed elders in every church. With prayer and fasting, they turned the elders over to the care of the Lord, in whom they had put their trust. Then they traveled back through Pisidia to Pamphylia. They preached the word in Perga and went down to Italia. Finally, they returned by ship to Antioch of Syria, where their journey had begun. The believers there had entrusted them to the grace of God to do the work they had now completed. Revelation 13, tonight and tomorrow night, we will begin and end Revelation 13. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as if it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nation. And you see this make war with the saints and to overcome them. Daniel 7:21 through 7:25, King James Version, Bible Gateway. Now, it's referred to as the horn, this Antichrist. And it says the horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them. Didn't we just read that? To make war with the saints and to overcome them. Verse 25. And shall wear out the saints of the Most High. He shall speak great words against the Most High and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. So the horn of Daniel 7, John 5:43, King James Version, Bible Gateway. Jesus said, I come in my Father's name, and ye receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him ye will receive. Trump's on 3 temple coins over there right now. Jesus was talking to those people of the bloodline. He's here in his own name. A trump is a horn, and a horn is a trump. Notice the Antichrist is known as the horn. I beheld, and the same horn made war with us. He's here in his own name. His name might as well be Donald Horn, or they might as well have called this one here, and that same trump made war with us. There's no difference. He's here in his own name. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world, which is also 17:8, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. It's all about from the foundation of the world, whose names are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. And you're like, no, the Lamb is from the, no. Just to make it clearer for you, it's said again. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world. Plain and simple. If you were his from before the foundation of the world. If you are not his, then that was from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. All right, love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.